I need makeup, and I have to lose 20 pounds.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center. Hey, you might know this guy, Charlie Hall.
Excuse me, anybody have a spank? I need some Spanx.
I have some at home.
My God, it looks. What is wrong with your camera? Why does it make my jacket so?
It's one of those fish lens.
I know, right?
So it makes we need to get the reverse of one of those.
Right.
Make everyone look thinner.
Right. We have to get that one that's at Rocky Point and just turn it upside down.
Yeah.
So we all look thinner.
We like that.
Yeah, right. When we go down to Flume, we get water and we come home with pneumonia.
I don't want pneumonia.
But those were good times. So as long as we had chowder and clam cakes.
There you go.
Okay.
Does that make you feel better? What
Okay.
else do we have?
I
We have
feel
all kinds of good stuff,
I
right?
feel like I just had margarine. Dun, da, da, da.
Charlie Hall is back with the new Ocean State Follies. You never really went anywhere, but the Follies are back.
The Follies are back. Where did I go?
I don't know. I'm
Well,
asking you.
I ran the Follies for 20 years. Do I have a microphone? For 20
you don't need
I
one.
love this studio.
How cool is it, right?
Yeah, it's your closet, right?
I wish my closet was this big.
Thought I was out of it. All right.
You don't need a microphone. We just talk to the camera. It's all digital. This is the future.
This is real and everything?
This is
Oh,
real.
oh, okay.
Yeah, look.
So, can I get back to my story, please?
Sure. Okay.
I did the Ocean State Follies, did stand up in the Ocean State Follies for 20 years. I said, I'm going to try something different. I wrote Mass Hysteria, which is a version for Massachusetts.
Love the name, by the way.
Went up there, thank you, and it was good stuff that I'd written, but they're not as incestuous as we are.
Yeah.
The good way of incestuous.
The good kind.
And anyway, so I mean, like Springfield doesn't know what's happening in New Bedford over there. So,
That makes sense.
whereas everybody in Rhode Island knows what No School Foster Gloucester means. So that's why I think it's more successful. And then I did this drink and dabble thing that many people have gone to. You know, you paint, wine, and everything. I teach them how to do a painting. But over the past years, people have stopped me. Am I still wearing a crown? People have.
Yeah. What should I wear now?
People
Should I
have.
do this now?
People have stopped me. By the way, this is for our Gina Raimondo routine. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
And people said, when are you going to bring back the Follies? Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, then I written a coloring book, an adult coloring book.
Oh, those are fun.
Right, and they were hot. They're hot. So I wrote one on the election called Electile Dysfunction. And it was an Amazon #1 bestseller in coloring books of humor and of politics, written by Charlie Hall. No, but really, it hit #1 a couple of times. Never sold what I wanted it to sell. Never sold what my publisher thought it might sell. And
But
now
you earned a high five from me, so that's good.
and really, that's what life's about.
It's all
really.
the hopes
That's
and
what
dreams.
life's about. Do you have any Purell?
Yeah,
Okay.
back there.
I know you better.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, and then people started to. I finally got the message, and then Gina Raimondo, and then there's truckers, and there's tolls, and there's tuition, and there's Trump. There's a lot of T's.
There's a lot of teas.
A lot of T's, and who likes to tease more than I do, and not in the hairdresser way. And so I thought, I'm going to do this. I've been doing a drink and dabble at Beat Pinelli's in East Providence, this great Italian restaurant, and they said, why don't you book some shows here? I'm like, might as well bring back my own show. And here I am, and this upcoming Saturday, it debuts. Okay, I'll see you next episode.
And I just asked you your name. Could you say your name for me? And we got all that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is awesome. So the show debuts this Saturday, April 8th at B. Pinelli's in East Providence.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a dinner aspect to it if you want.
Yep.
So for $45, if you just want to go to the show, it's $25. And then you're doing a couple other shows, kind of like a limited schedule to that.
Yeah, we have a
Super
3-month
exciting.
run. A 3-month run.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of Fridays and a couple of Sundays matinee, but mostly Saturdays at Beat Pinelli's. The next one's the 22nd, because this one's almost sold out. It's almost sold out. But if you want to try, and this is live, you know, it's 270-7111. That number once again.
And you were able to remember that without looking at your cell phone? Right? Does anybody remember phone numbers anymore? That's pretty impressive.
270 7111. And I decided to bring some props.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So what do we have in store? What can people expect when they go to the show? Because obviously it hasn't been around for a while. You have new stuff planned and prepared. What can people expect?
It looks like I work for Hasbro, doesn't it? Let's see. I actually brought.
You literally brought a bag of tricks. You literally brought a bag of tricks.
And I actually brought the script, and we are doing stuff on.
Has anybody else seen this?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say this is our exclusive.
We got stuff on the UHIP computer that's taking so long. To Billy Joel's Longest Time. We're stuck in line here for the longest time. So these are all these fun song parodies.
Kind of sad.
There's one about how we talk the Rhode Island accent to Billy Joel's "I love you just the way you are." Rhode Island, we just don't pronounce the R. It's a clever little ditty I made up. John Carnivale, Where Does He Live? We do a whole thing on the Cooler Warmer logo. You say it's cooler, and I say it's warmer. And for those of you who have glaucoma and have we do a whole bit on pot, on the medicinal marijuana to that big song, Let It Go.
Let it go.
Let it grow, let it grow. And we have the two. By the way, I don't sing in this show. I have two gals, two guys.
I think you sound good. I like it. He emailed me and he was like, I don't sing. And I was like, yeah, let it out.
But there's about 4 or 5 notes that but any higher, any lower. And they're great. And so we do a whole thing on Let It Grow. And we're going to do something on a panhandler, which is very kind of, and he takes off his clothes, and he's actually Mayor Alorza, who's trying to make money for the city, and he sings Downtown. And he's so mad that he's not making enough money for this city, for the budget, that he tells the Superman building, you know what? You're going to have to get out of here. We're going to put up a parking lot. We're going to get Joe Palino to put up a parking lot. And out comes... And out comes the Superman building.
Oh my gosh.
Can people see me? Is this...
Can you see that, Tony?
Can you see this? And so she comes out. It's not me, but there's a whole... And the Superman building sings from Dreamgirls. And I am telling you, I'm not going. And it's this great song that one of the gals sings. And so I love making the props. I love,
That's awesome.
Well, I went 4 years to RISD. I don't want to waste it. My parents, hey, I graduated RISD and now I'm going to become a comic for 30 years. Great, son. Thank you. We just spent, what else?
This is actually like a pretty good replica.
That's not bad, is it?
That's not bad.
And then there's a whole dress that goes on with it.
Can I try this on for a sec?
You may try it on.
All right. Let's see. It's kind of heavy.
It is a little bit heavy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do I make an okay Superman building?
Yeah.
I like it.
Supergirl building.
Yeah.
But, I've learned that props can really help with the laughter. One of the...
That's amazing.
Now, Mayor Alorza. So how do we do Mayor Alorza? Well, I take a white cap and I cut off the bill, right? The rim there, and it's just not my size, but, and then I spray paint this, right? How do I look? I'm not sure what I look like. All right, so now I'm Alorza, and then I'm making a nose. I actually made this nose, okay? And there's the nose, and do I look like a little bit like Alorza? I'm using the same nose for Gina too, so I'm getting double use. There was, I don't like to make physical jokes, but there are some things that you have to do. And the closer you can come to the person, the better off. There's like remember the evil clowns? The evil clowns used to.
Those are scary.
Yeah. So if you read the paper, you'll know what the show is about. There are little references that some people may get, some people may not remember the clowns. How
fun is it to do this? I mean, you seem like you're just pulling relevant topics, things that people are talking about, and you're using song, you're using newsworthy information, and you're combining it all in one. Is it fun? Is it hard?
You are so wise. You are wise beyond your years. What are you, 35, 36?
Oh, I'm 32. Oh, get you out of here.
I would have gone higher. I was trying to. Look, you do arts, right? Your partner does politics. I love those two things. Throw in the fact that I'm an artist, and it is fun. I tell people that it's like on my own Lorne Green. That's Bonanza. Lorne Michael, who's the producer of Saturday Night Live. I get to write my own script, and I have my cast, and they do the words that I say. So it's my own little world. It's my little world. I'm, a little kid playing doctor or whatever. So it is fun. And then after years of doing this, you learn how to do it. You learn what songs are fun to use to parody. Like in the past, we did a takeoff of West Side Story. And I love that West Side tonight, that. So now how am I going to use that? So we end the show with this big bit. Instead of West Side Story, it's called East Bay Story. East Bay Story. And it's about these women from Barrington who like to wear yoga pants, but somebody writes a letter to the Barrington Times, and they start singing, too tight, these pants are not too tight. Who cares about this guy today? And actually, I'm going to be the guy who was writing the letter.
You're going to be the guy?
Yeah.
You're going to take on that responsibility. That poor guy, though, man. He got hounded after all that.
I know.
Well,
yeah. So, and then we have two their husbands come in, from Barrington. They have the sweaters tied around their neck, and they play the Jets. The girls are going to get a fight tonight. And we're all doing it. It's called the Tonight Quintet, and it's a big tonight. It's a big ending, and that's how the show ends. One of my favorite numbers is Link Chafee. Link Chafee, who I think this.
That wig could go a lot of ways.
I was talking to Josh, and Josh said that when you guys had on the governor and then Link, and then there was a little bit of a war of words, and he said, well, geez, maybe I'll run for governor or president, I don't know. So we got Link singing, the song is It Was Just My Imagination. And he's, maybe I'll run for the governor or the president. And then in the back they're going, Link, it's just your imagination. You'll never win. And that's one of my favorite numbers.
Oh my
and then I come out and different things. I think maybe after Link does his number, I'll have Schilling. Maybe I'll come out as Schilling and hey, governor, yeah, you're the reason why I'm in bankruptcy, and whatever's happening in the news, I tend to do. I don't know if there's anything.
Do you think Rhode Island really lends itself well to this kind of stuff, maybe more so than other places? Lends itself to tie into this kind of comedy?
I think that we are, I was going to say more politically aware. Maybe political is some people don't even like to say, I never follow politics, but you almost can't help it.
You can't help it, right?
Right. It's just people, hey, did you hear about the cops who were in North Providence who were getting extra money? They never told the city about it, and they were getting these, it's impossible not to hear, again, because we're so small, we all know each other. And it's, like somebody said, politics is a contact sport in Rhode Island. By the way, politics, poly meaning many, and ticks meaning blood-sucking parasites. So that's where politics comes from. Okay? Are we done yet? I have things to do.
Okay, yeah, almost.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, almost.
We can go as long.
Well, and what I was going to say is, do you think this is almost the best time and almost the scariest time to be doing something like this? Because people are need some relief to laugh, but almost it seems like people are super, super sensitive. So is it almost the best time and almost, kind of an intimidating time?
Well, it's funny when you said sensitive, because over the past couple of months, I've done the odd Trump joke, to a crowd or whatever. And you know what? Half the crowd doesn't laugh.
Yeah.
Half the crowd. That's the way the voting went, right? Half the crowd.
And half, yeah.
Half of the country like Trump, half didn't like Trump. I was going to say like Hillary, but and people are passionate about this.
Yeah.
About I don't care what Trump. I don't care what he lies about. He's a guy. He's fresh. He's new. He's a businessman.
It's very divisive right now.
It's very
divisive times.
My portrayal of Trump in the show is, I would say, not flattering. Not flattering. I think I love having somebody new and fresh, and of course, all the comedians union had to vote in bulk for Trump because that's what we do.
It's someone new to make fun of.
Yeah, he's perfect. He's perfect to make fun of. I don't like the little lies, the little untruths from that go way back and making fun of the handicapped guy. I never made fun of him, and those little things drive me crazy. And so those little things pop up in the show. And I try to present both sides of the story. I wanted to do a number on Providence being a sanctuary city. And now that's tough. How do you write a... Are you making fun of the fact that it's sanctuary city, or do you want it to be a sanctuary city? Do you want the immigrants to stay here, illegal immigrants, or do you want to kick them out? You never know which way to go.
Yeah.
So I just avoided the whole thing. I couldn't find a word that rhymes with immigrant.
To sing or loud about. Well, yeah, and that's what I'm wondering. It's almost like, is it the absolute best time to put on a show so people can laugh and you get more response, or is it almost like, well, I'm just going to avoid it altogether? No,
I think right now is the best. You know, just physically, it is spring now.
Yeah.
The winter is over, which evidently was in 2 weeks in March. But
that might be the best weather we have all year.
Right,
is in
right.
February.
And I avoided anything in February. But it's a good time, and it's a good time is what you mean, I think, politically, because Trump is we're starting to see what's happening with Trump. Gina is coming out with the tuitions and her car tax against the speaker's car tax, and that's going to be kind of fun. You know, she's a strong presence. And, you know, I have her coming in, you know, with her hair, and she's coming in a crown and a long red cape. Oh, by the way, she's also wearing little legs, so her legs only come to here because the woman who plays her is too tall. So I had to make her look short. And she comes into just the sound of Jesus Christ, super. And she sings, Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. I'm sorry, nobody's outsmarting Gina. See, this is my little take on it. So she's a great character too. So between her and Trump and everything else, I had to do it now.
I like it. I like it. We're glad that you're back. We're glad that you're back and better than ever. I do want to ask you a little bit about...
You have a light?
I don't know.
Yes, what do you want to ask me about?
I'm fresh out of lights over here.
There are so many things that you can ask me about. I do so many things.
I know.
Look, I got my Jack Reed helmet. I got my Johnston gold horn.
Your crew that you're working with, they've been working hard on this. How are you able to decide who's in the show?
This is Rhode Island, so whoever bribes me, whoever gives me the most cash in a plain white envelope gets to be in the show. Simple as that. So they're all from either East Greenwich or Barrington. I have a great musical director named Scott Morency, and he's been doing theater around the state. And I said, find me 4 people. I didn't have a big audition. He kind of handpicked 4 people, and they're great. They're so talented. I'm teaching them some of the fine points of comedy, because I guess somebody taught me that. But there's certain things, timing and certain words to add stress to, and you know, like I was just telling one of the girls, I said, you got to stress those words. She's working in a compassion center, and she's talking about the different types of marijuana they're selling, and she goes, we're low on the Cianci bud and the Teresa Paiva weed, and she wasn't quite getting these things out, stressing them. By the way, did your audience get that? The different? Yeah.
Let's see. So far, so good.
So the show to me is more like stand-up comedy set to music. So I impart my wisdom, but they're a great cast, and I can't wait till you see them. I had an old cast too, which are great, but I wanted to go with these younger, hungry, people who I could pay crap to.
And you boss around. And,
Yeah, I could boss around and pay them almost nothing.
And they think they're going to be stars.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
I promised them all a shot on this show. And
Young people.
I tried to have somebody come in
They all said
and
no.
sing a song, but we're so small that the kid had to be a skinny little 3-year-old if I had a... No.
I love it.
No, he couldn't make it. But well, you had me doing this, so good enough.
This is great. Charlie Hall, thank you so much. So if you're interested in getting tickets, debut is this Saturday, and then we have a couple more shows, 22nd, then going into May and June. And then you said you can also book these guys for events.
We do half of our work.
That's
It's
awesome.
fundraisers. Tons of fundraisers and private parties. People always use us for fundraisers. You can have it right there at Beat Pinelli, so we can travel.
That's fun.
Sometimes I customize things, do a song about you or your organization, so it is a lot of fun. And I'm on Facebook. You guys have Facebook?
Yeah,
here?
the Facebook. We're on the Facebook.
And I don't have a website yet because somebody stole my old domain name, but.
That's another story.
I mean, that's a whole
for
other
another
story.
time.
But you can find us on the Facebook page and get all of the info how to get a hold of me.
Great. Charlie Hall, thank you so much. Ocean State Follies returns this weekend. It premieres. We're so excited to have you. We're going to get this cleaned up and then bring on our last guest to wrap up Go Local Live. So stay with us. Awesome.
Do I get paid now, or is it check or cash?
You have to talk to Josh about that.
All right.
We're still waiting on mine.